Hey guys, Mike from CoachMikeMacDonald.com here. And would you like to grow your business with other people's money and earn free stuff and money along with it? Well, today's video, I'm going to show you how you can use credit cards to grow your business without going into debt and then also earn free money and free stuff at the same time. So stay tuned. So first thing I really want to get into and talk about is really just understanding how credit cards work. And I think that a lot of people don't really understand this aspect, and it's not really taught in schools. Most people don't understand this, and they just think, credit cards are the devil, right? Debt is bad, and you can't use it at all, right? And I think it's just that a lot of people just don't really understand how it works. And the first thing to understand is that if you use a credit card and you pay off the balance in full before the credit card payment is due, you're not charged any interest, right? And I think a lot of people don't understand that in general, and they think that if they use credit cards, they're just going to rack up all this interest and be tons and tons of money in debt. And again, it's just a tool, right? So you can use tools the wrong way, or you can use them the right way, right? So a lot of people just misuse credit cards and they live beyond their means. And I think that's a huge reason why a lot of people are in debt and why a lot of people are struggling, because they're just using it the wrong way. Right, so if you understand the system, you can actually game the system and use it to your advantage without really doing anything extra. And that's really what today's video is going to be about. And so one thing that's really cool is that you can use this as a form of leverage, right? So if you're just getting rolling in your business, you're just getting started, one thing that I see all the time happen is that, people maybe don't have the money on hand to invest back into their business, right? So maybe that's into coaching, maybe it's tools, maybe it's an event, it's a seminar, right? There's a lot of different things you can do to invest into your business. And if they don't have the immediate cash on hand, they just don't do it, right? And I think that holds a lot of people back in their business. And when you actually use a credit card, for example, you have a lot of leverage, right? So for example, you could invest into an event in a seminar that's going to teach you the skills, give you the training to go out and get results, actually make that money back. But if you didn't have that cash on hand, you just would never do it, and you never learn that skills. You'd never be able to apply it in your business, and you just would continue to struggle, right? So a lot of times people have backwards thinking, and they're like, oh, well, I'll invest in myself, I'll invest in training, I'll invest in tools when I'm making a lot of money. Well, here's the thing. If you don't know what you're doing, you don't have the right tools in place to make profits in your business, you're not going to actually make profits that you can invest back into it, right? So again, something to understand. If you're struggling, if you're not where you want to be, credit could be a good way to actually leverage yourself and get results. So again, you're using other people's money, and as long as you pay it off on time, like I said, you're not getting charged any interest, which is very powerful. So, I know, for example, a lot of companies, they have, events, seminars going on, maybe they have tools coming out, or, they have a new promotion going on. And a lot of times they have that at a discounted price for people that register for it right away, right? I know the company I work with, they do bigger events, and the second they announce it, for the first week or two, it's at a cheaper discounted price if you pre-register versus paying 2, 3, 4 months out, whatever the case might be. And so a lot of times I see new team members, other people in the company where they're not a holder of their finances, and so they wait till the price goes up, because then they actually have the cash on hand, and it actually ends up costing them more for the exact same event. Or again, maybe you're looking at flights to go to an event, or to grow your business, you're attending something else, right? And so they wait until they have the cash on hand, but now the prices of flights have doubled at this point, where if they just had a credit card, they could actually put it on that and then pay it off before that payment is due. You're not getting charged any interest, right? So it's a very cool way to leverage your business, use other people's money, really buy yourself time. And so there's a lot of different benefits in that sense where you can do that. On top of that, there's all kinds of different credit cards out there that have rewards, right? So there's different perks, maybe it's cash back, maybe it's travel perks. There's just plain reward credit cards that they have that you gather points as you use them, right? So there's all kinds of cards out there that you can earn points for the regular money that you're spending. And like I said, you don't live beyond your means. You don't go out and buy a vacation you couldn't afford. You don't go out and buy a brand new big screen TV, right? It's not something that you do. You live within your means, right? You work your job, pay your bills, build your business, pay your bills, right? Whatever the case might be. But alongside of doing that, you're going to put your regular overheads for your business, for your life, whatever the case might be, on that credit card, right? So you're going to pay what you would normally pay anyway, the bills that you have every single month, and you just pay those off, right? But now, instead of like doing that strictly through your bank account, you put it on the credit card, you pay off the credit card, right? Because now what's going to happen, one, it's going to build your credit, which will kind of get to some of the benefits in that in a little bit, but you're also going to accrue those points. So again, free travel, cash back, using it to get other stuff, which is cool. So if you're running your business and you're following this method, you're putting things like advertising, you're putting things like your office rent, the office supplies, the auto ship of your products, your membership, whatever the case might be, your website fees, your email autoresponder, your sales funnel system, right? All these different things that you're going to pay for anyway throughout the month and pay for, right? Pay it off, right? You're not going to get charged any interest, but you're earning points again, or earning cash back, which is going to help you offset the cost of advertising, offset the overheads of your business. So you're going to do it anyway. You might as well earn points for it, right? So it's a very powerful strategy to grow your business using other people's money. Plus, like I said, it gives you that leverage where you have 30 days from when you're buying stuff to that first payment that's coming out. So again, I touched on this already. Don't spend beyond your means. Don't go buy lavish vacations. You're not going to the bar every night now that you have a credit card saying, hey, drinks are on me. That's not what you do, right? You maintain your lifestyle. You just put everything that you normally would pay for every single month anyway on that card, pay it off. You're not getting the interest. You're earning free stuff, free money, free rewards, which is awesome. So again, there's a lot of different rewards cards out there. I recommend if you're just getting started, you probably want to pick up a rewards card that doesn't have an annual fee. I know there's a lot of them out there that do have an annual fee. That's not a deal breaker per se, but again, you don't want to be paying more in annual fees than the rewards that you get back. Typically with these credit cards, they're going to make you spend a specific amount to activate the bonuses, activate the rewards that you get. But again, that being said, if you're putting your business overheads on this card, you're probably going to hit that in a few months anyway, and then you just pay those off, and now you get all the perks and the rewards. A couple that I use that I recommend that I found to be neat are cash back cards. So there's the Capital One Quicksilver card, and there's also the Chase Ultimate Freedom Rewards card. Those are two cashback cards, and my first credit card that I got was just through a U.S. bank, and then it turned into a reward card over time. So I think I got that when I was in high school when I turned 18. So again, pick out a reward card that you like. There's a ton of them out there. I'll leave a couple links in the description below if you want to check out some of the ones that I use. Feel free to do that if you like. On top of that, though, there's another cool feature with some credit cards where, well, as a sign-on bonus, they'll have like a 0% APR interest rate charge for like the first year and a half, something like that, 15 months, varies from card to card. And what's cool with that is you can actually leverage this by using bigger purchases, right? So let's say, for example, you wanted to buy a ton of inventory, or maybe you're starting your business, or like you have a real estate business, so you're doing home repairs on this, right? Or again, one thing that I did is I invested in like a year-long coaching program, for example, and I had put it on a 0% APR credit card, and so I didn't actually have to pay that back, and it was like 15 months or something like that before it actually started accruing interest. And so what's cool is that, I didn't have that huge cash sum of the coaching program right up front, but I was able to put it on that card and then pay it off so I could move the cash around to do that. But what's neat is instead of paying it off right away, since I have several months, like 15 months to actually pay that off, and I'm not getting charged any interest, I make smaller payments every month, but the remainder of that money I just have in a high interest savings account. So it's not in danger of being lost, right? But I'm actually earning interest on this money, and then when it comes time when it would actually start charging interest, I can just pay it off in full And then, I've made that 2% interest on that money the entire time while still getting access to the things that I needed to grow my business. So it's a very cool thing. Definitely look out for those. If you probably get tons of them in the mail, right? So definitely read the fine print on the credit cards. Make sure there's not any hidden fees or any transfer fees or anything like that when you sign up for the card. But even with that coaching that I signed up with, I actually got probably around $700 to $1,000 back in cash back, because it was a cashback card as well. So it actually lowered the cost of the coaching. And again, haven't paid any interest, so there's really nothing to lose out on, which is really cool. So something to really keep in mind if you have bigger purchases, that could be another option. One thing to understand too is a lot of times I'll run into people where they say things like, well, I haven't needed to use credit cards, so I just don't use them, right? And so one thing to understand is that just because you don't need that doesn't actually mean that it's not beneficial and that it's actually hurting you. Because one big factor when it comes to like getting loans, maybe it's a car loan or a home loan, whatever the case might be, getting an apartment, they check your credit score, right? That's a big thing. And so when you actually have a documentation of, having lines of credit, paying them off on time, paying it off without late fees, right? That actually boosts your credit score. So if you maybe don't need a credit card on a daily basis or a here and there basis, right? You've paid it all in cash, whatever the case might be, that's great. So you obviously have discipline to pay your bills on time, which is really the whole point, right? And so what's cool though, if you haven't had a credit card up until this point, you might not actually have a lot of credit history. And so it could be beneficial to actually get a credit card, put things like gas, like I said, your business overheads, which is the whole point of this video, and then pay it off in full, because that's going to enhance your credit history, show that you pay things on time, and that you've had lines of credit open for a while. That can improve your credit score as well. On top of that, another big factor for credit scores and things like getting loans for houses, for cars, is that the credit utilization that you're actually using. And so what that means is a fancy way of saying, like, if I've got $100,000 worth of credit open, how much of that am I actually using? Am I using 20,000, 50,000, 30,000, 100,000, right? And so ideally you want to have a low credit utilization. That's going to make your credit score higher. And so when it comes to having credit cards, again, if you're using them to grow your business, you can have more open and more lines of credit. That's just going to improve your credit score. Like I said, don't live beyond your means. You put what you normally would anyway that you're paying in cash for on your business, but now you can just pay them off and earn reward points at the same time. So even if you feel like you don't need a credit card, or maybe you haven't had that opportunity arise where it was a necessary thing, that's cool. You're on top of your finances, which is great, but it might be hurting your credit score overall because you're not utilizing credit. As weird as it is, right? If you had 10 credit cards and $100,000 worth of open opportunity to charge things on, even if you're not using it, that's typically looked at more positively than someone that just has never had a credit card or never had a line of credit in that sense. So that can save you thousands of dollars in interest on car payments, on home payments, different things like that. I know way back in the day, me and my friend both got like a new car right around the same time. They had terrible credit, right? They hadn't been using it properly, but I had really good credit because I had always paid it off on time, paid off in full. There was never any late fees or anything like that. So they got like an 8% interest loan, something like that. And then I got like a 3% loan on my car that I got. So I actually saved thousands of dollars in interest just because I had a better credit score and I used credit cards and I used them effectively, without any late fees or any interest. So something to keep in mind, where even if you haven't necessarily needed them, it could be a great way to use other people's money to grow your business, plus earn free rewards on top of it with the spending that you're going to do anyway to grow your business. So again, guys, hopefully you got some benefit and value out of this video. If you did, feel free to comment and share. Let me know in the comments below if you have any other credit card hacks that you use. I definitely love to hear about them, so definitely drop in the comments below on that. But then also, if you're struggling to build your business, if you're looking to scale, one of the effective ways to do that is through Instagram marketing. And I actually put together a free training course teaching you the ins and outs of how to grow a profitable business through Instagram, how to get more leads, how to get more followers, and sales and signups for your business on autopilot with Instagram. I'll put a link in the description below where you can access that, or you can also head on over to coachmikemcdonald.com/free Instagram. Again, that's coachmikemcdonald.com/free Instagram to pick up that free training. But again, thanks so much for tuning in. Like, comment, and share, and subscribe if you haven't yet. But again, guys, thanks for tuning in, and we'll talk to you more soon.